for Tucson, live at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Mangura. Danelle Confair has the night off. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has confirmed that they have a 14-year-old in custody tonight who's being charged with second-degree murder of his mother. The incident took place at 4900 West Didion Drive. PCSD responded to a distress call around 3:30 Sunday morning, and the woman was identified as 45-year-old Tiana Keene. The mother and her son were visiting from out of town, according to PCSD. This investigation is still under investigation. Community members in Tucson tonight are rallying behind a 94-year-old World War II veteran. Edward C. Strain is at risk of losing his home to the county because a neighbor says it's unlivable. News 4 Tucson's Austin Walker spoke with the group who were once strangers to C. Strain, but now are doing everything they can to help out. It's a story you'll only see on 4.
Two strangers met one extraordinary veteran and made it their mission to help him out in his time of need.
We're gonna go inside. Do you want to be part of cleanup or outside?
It's like a treasure hunt. Trying to find anything at Edward C. Strain's home is a challenge. But it hasn't always been like this.
Nothing is easy anymore since I lost my wife. Everything is just in a mess.
Sunday, a group of once strangers.
I don't really know him at all, but he calls me every day.
Now a lifeline, are working together to restore what once was for this 94-year-old World War II veteran.
So like that is still usable.
They met at dinner just a few days ago, only because a table wasn't ready for Erin Mendibles and her friend Sarah.
I said, hey, if you want to, you can sit with me. I'm going in pretty soon.
And after hearing about his home and losing his wife,
And he said, I just stopped caring.
she says she knew what she had to do.
I just, literally when I sat down and started talking to Edward at Cracker Barrel, it was just a feeling of, wanting to help him.
That night, they took a trip to his house where they saw the piles and piles of belongings and garbage firsthand.
But I knew that it was something that could be fixed.
C. Strain's grandson, Nick, says he's needed help for a while and says today has been a long time coming.
I didn't think people would to come out here to help us.
Volunteers started the process on what seems like a forever-long task, trying to find what this home used to be.
Beautiful green grass, trees growing.
For the group, time doesn't matter.
Everyone needs help in their life.
All that matters is getting C. Strain back on his feet, hoping this treasure hunt goes away.
It's gonna be really cool to see all hands on deck.
The group has also started a GoFundMe, hoping to raise money for the cleaning efforts. We've got you covered from the north side. I'm Austin Walker, News 4 Tucson.
For us today, it's been a little bit interesting out there. The wind has really been affecting us throughout much of the afternoon, but something else that we saw was a little bit of rain here and there. If you're around Midtown and Tucson, you saw just a little bit of light rain. Same thing with other places around the area. Currently, though, not seeing a whole lot. You can see right over here, this green area closer towards Safford. Anything in Cochise County looks like actual rain. As far as near the mountains, that's not rain. That's just going to be the radar beam hitting the top of those mountains, as you typically do see whenever you look at the radar. Most of that heavier rain still up towards our north. Now, all this rain and even snow that you see up there is going to be eventually moving down into our area. It's not going to be heavy rain. We're not even going to see moderate rainfall. It's mostly going to be light to maybe moderate in some places at very best. And it's also going to get very chilly out there. Cold temperatures are on the way. You already see snow closer towards the Grand Canyon. We could see some snow on our own mountains down here, and our temperatures are going to be taking a big hit. Earlier today, we got to 85 for a high temperature. I'm expecting those temperatures to be topping out in the lower 70s over the next few days, maybe even lower than that mark. I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Now to the latest in the Decision 2020. A parade took place in Oro Valley today that had over 300 people participate. The Modern Patriots for President Trump event started at the south end of Oracle Junction and drove throughout Oro Valley, showing off their pride for the president. This follows the Biden parade that took place yesterday. President Trump is once again planning on stopping by Arizona with his campaign. The president will be making stops in Bullhead City on Wednesday morning and will travel to Goodyear for an appearance just a couple of hours later. The president was in Tucson just last week as he tries to tie down voters in a state that is quickly becoming an important piece to the 2020 election. Senator Kamala Harris spent Sunday campaigning in Michigan, and here she's at a canvas kickoff event in the city of Troy. It was one of several stops she made around the state. Earlier, the Democratic vice presidential candidate attended a drive-in church event in Detroit.
We need to vote because everything is at stake. Everything is at stake. Our democracy, our access to affordable health care, our economy, our children, our environment. You guys know, it's a long list of what's at stake.
Harris also participated in a Vote Now drive-in rally to encourage Michiganders to vote early in Pontiac. Record-breaking new cases of COVID-19 are taking center stage in the presidential campaign. With the election just 9 days away, the virus is also infecting Vice President Mike Pence's inner circle. Pence's chief of staff, senior political advisor, and 2 other aides have tested positive for the virus, but Pence is staying on the campaign trail. Jennifer Johnson has the latest.
With just over a week to go until Election Day, all 4 candidates are crisscrossing the country. Even Vice President Mike Pence, whose chief of staff, Mark Short, and 3 other aides have tested positive for COVID-19. CDC guidelines say Pence, who had close contact with Short, should quarantine for 14 days. But Pence has been cleared by the White House medical unit, classified as an essential worker.
Essential personnel, whether it's the Vice President of the United States or anyone else, but he's not has to continue on.
The White House says Pence has tested negative and is taking precautions. As new cases of COVID-19 shatter daily records, over 166,000 Americans testing positive the past 2 days, the pandemic is front and center on the campaign trail.
This is the greatest failure of any presidential administration in the history of America.
But President Trump continues to downplay the pandemic while offering no proof that a vaccine could be just weeks away.
We're rounding the turn. Even without the vaccines, we're rounding the turn. It's going to be over.
Meanwhile, there's still no deal between Congress and the White House on another coronavirus stimulus aid package. But both sides are hopeful a deal can be reached this week.
So we have to act. To do anything, though, that does not crush the virus is really official malfeasance.
Politics aside, most medical experts warn the country is now at a dangerous tipping point as hospitalizations surge and new cases are rising in at least 41 states. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Early voting figures were released today by the Pima County Recorder's Office, and the older population of the county has voted early and often. According to the stats, half of registered voters aged 55 to 65 have already turned in their ballots, 66% for ages 66 to 75 and 70% for 76 to 85. On the other end, only 19% of registered voters aged 18 to 25 and 24% of voters from 26 to 35 years old have made their vote count. And the Senate will move forward to confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. Senators met today for part 2 of a weekend session, and as Britt Conway reports, a vote mostly along party lines has teed up the final vote for Monday.
Setting the stage for confirmation.
The Senate is doing the right thing. We're moving this nomination forward, and colleagues, by tomorrow night, we'll have a new member of the United States Supreme Court.
In a rare weekend session to debate the nomination of President Trump's Supreme Court pick, Amy Coney Barrett, the Senate voted largely along party lines on Sunday to end debate and move forward.
On this vote, the yeas are 51, the nays are 48. The motion is agreed to.
It only took a simple majority to break the Democratic filibuster, clearing the path for Judge Barrett to become the next Associate Supreme Court Justice. For weeks, Democrats have called on Senate Republicans to postpone the confirmation until after the election.
Nearly every Republican in this chamber, led by the majority leader, 4 years ago refused to even consider the Supreme Court nomination of a Democratic president. My colleagues, there is no escaping this glaring hypocrisy.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Barrett is a highly qualified candidate, and Democrats are only focused on politics.
They want to make apocalyptic predictions about policy.
The Senate will reconvene Monday to hold the final vote to confirm, just 8 days before the election. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema has released a statement on her no vote against approving Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, saying, quote, "After watching the Senate Judiciary Committee confirmation hearings, reading Judge Barrett's legal opinions and scholarly writings, and speaking with her directly, I am concerned about Judge Barrett's inconsistent views on legal precedent and how those inconsistencies impact her obligation to interpret and uphold the rule of law," end quote. A campaign sign for a Jewish candidate in Arizona was vandalized with a swastika. Seth Blackman, who is a Democrat running for State District 23, says seeing the vandalism was painful. Emma Lockhart reports.
With election season in full swing, campaign signs are one of many along the busy intersection of Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and Loop 101 in Scottsdale. But if you look closely, one sign is marked with a symbol of hate.
It was extremely sad.
Someone drew a swastika on Seth Blackman's forehead. For the Jewish candidate running for state senate, the attack from a complete stranger is very personal.
Someone that, I've never met, never seen, hates me for, a reason I can't control because of who I was born to be.
Blackman says he lost family members in the Holocaust. For him, seeing that symbol of violence on his face brings up painful emotions.
I had a great aunt that I remember as a kid asking what the number on her arm meant.
Blackman works at his family's furniture manufacturing company. The Scottsdale native says he wanted to get into politics to help bring people together, the very opposite of this hateful attack.
I have family that I talk to every day, but today I haven't spoken to them because, I don't want them to be afraid.
Blackman hasn't filed a police report, but says he is considering it. Here in Arizona, vandalizing a political sign is a crime.
I think this election season is a bit special in terms of the level of vitriol that we're seeing.
But Blackman says he's hopeful this is an isolated incident and one that Scottsdale doesn't stand for.
The overwhelming majority of the people in this community, in my community, are good people. They don't have this hate in their heart.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus in Arizona. The Department of Health Services says our surge in new cases isn't as bad as certain parts of the country, but we're still headed in the wrong direction. There are now more than 238,000 cases in Arizona, with 1,392 added to that total today. Now close to 5,900 Arizonans have died, with another 5 reported today, 2 of those coming from Maricopa County. ADHS says our statewide percent positivity is also rising. And looking at confirmed COVID-19 cases by day here, this chart shows big spikes here over the summer and then the drop, and in recent weeks it slowly goes back up. We have a link to the health department's website where you can access this data on KVOA.com/the-coronavirus. Coming up on News 4 Tucson at 10, the mask debate rages on. Where does it go from here?